So I can take that away. I can take this away. And then we have this. And we are live. And we say hello and welcome. Welcome, Breakfast with Max. I'm Max, your host. Welcome. And yes. So whenever you join, it's now, always now. Your energy is already here, co-creating this moment. And well, we'll see where we are going from here. I'm always very, very well. This is what I love. I love, right? I love talking. I love being just sharing. Yeah, here we are. Don't know if you saw it yesterday. Last night we had a round table. It was very good around light workers. So definitely go and watch it if you haven't yet. It's on Kimberly Light channel. Gosh. And yeah, it was very good to talk about that. So as always, you have many people talking about things, and then everyone gives their point of view. And well, I think that there was some stuff that can be helpful for anyone to listen to. And remember, your path, your journey is your journey. It belongs to you. No one can tell you what it is, what it should be, and how to do it. It's all on your own that you decide all of those things. So when we talk, we give our perspective, our point of view, what we understand, and what we understand through our connections. But your journey is still your journey, so you can take what serves you from what we say, and what doesn't serve you, you just leave it, right? We are not reading a religious textbook or a text of law, right? No, there is nothing like that. I was going through this thought today, right, of getting rid of all the conditions, all the mind challenging conformity, and you have to do, you should, this is right, this kind of things. And I realize every day, how many of those that are, we have created so many laws, so many, and they keep creating them, thinking that will make society better. And I always say, if laws were functioning, working, really giving something to society, why do we still have murders? Why do we still have accidents, car accidents, right? With all the rules, all the laws that we have. And I realized a long time ago, well, it's not working. It's not working because people are resisting. We are resisting the law, which doesn't make sense because the law is created to make everything better. And then you realize, well, is it making everything better? And then today I was thinking, yeah, the law is there. That's the intention, right? Then if that is the intention, how is it that there are states in the United States that still, I think today, have laws that criminalize sodomy? They have laws that tells people what they can and what they cannot do in their own private sphere. Wow. Think about that. The government, the lawmakers, are telling you what you can and you cannot do in your private sphere. Anyway, that's interesting, right? Anyway, yes. I am becoming a rebel. I'm starting a revolution. Burn the laws, all the stuff. Oh well, no, I'm certainly not giving advice to anyone, but it's so ridiculous. And every time we have a problem, quote unquote problem, we do a law. I'm fascinated because the idea of the United States, it's not just the United States, but the idea of the United States has become so dependent on the laws. It's mind-blowing because nothing anymore happens. All is in a limbo of what says the law. Can I do this? What the law says about the, no, I cannot say this because the law says, right? Everything is now linked to the law. There are philosophies that says that when you cornered your enemy, your adversary, in a place that where they are in a limbo, they are immobile, you have already won. You've won because they cannot move anymore. And so with that philosophy, what does that tell about the United States? That are unable to move without the law. First you check the law, and then if the law allows it, you move. And I said, it's the United States, but it's not just the United States. We have become a society of laws, and they are absolutely useless. They lead to nothing except not moving. Anyway, this is just to show you one thing. This is to show you when you work on yourself, when you awaken, but awakening is not enough, right? Look, I was listening to people that were in a cult, and I mean, people that were in a cult. Remember, Christianity is a cult. It's not because 1.5 billion, 2 billion people are Christians that Christianity is not a cult. It's not the number, right? Every religion is a cult. Every religion. But doesn't mean that, right? It simply means every religion is a cult. Because every religion is indoctrination. There is no religion that is no indoctrination. So forget about it's a real religion. with a real God. But then if a religion has a real God, what of the gods of other religions? As I always say, the problem of every religion is what that other religion exists. Ta-da! Which means that the existence of every other religion is the negation of any other religion. So anyway, I was listening people that about and that left cults like Scientology. That's saying a cult equal religion is even not a religion. It's a business. It's a business of mind breaking, mind changing, controlling, and all of that. But what they were saying is about people that then leave is that they awaken. So you see, there are many awakenings in our universe, and so when we talk, I awaken, but we have to know what we are talking about, right? But especially we have to understand not everyone is in the same place, because we are evolving. Every one of us, we are all evolving. So that evolution, that wonderful thing that we're doing, evolving, we are all doing it. But the wonderful thing about that is that there are no rules. So everyone is doing it at their path, in their way, and it's absolutely fucking fantastic and right, great. But I don't have to be concerned about your evolution. You're doing it, right? So it's such a wonderful thing. Yesterday during the roundtable, someone asked was asking about where they can go from there, and they were talking about their Reiki, and that they are using Reiki to make people feel better, to improve people, right? You see, and I told her, maybe you should just revalue what you're doing from that point of view, because you're not doing from them, you're not improving them, you're doing for yourself. If you want to do it for others, that's why you are stuck, because you are projecting this and saying I'm making other better. But realize that when you look around you, you see that when you do it with that point of view, you realize that people are not better, right? Because you are attracting it. The more you want to do it to make better, well, the more you have worse. It's obvious, because it's shown like that. And so you are just getting to corner yourself in some that you feel that you are not improving, that you are not moving, that it's getting worse and not better. Obviously, because you give yourself a goal or a work that it's not yours. You're not here to improve other people, right? So that, right? Wow. We are all doing it for ourselves. And when you do that, when you are conscious of that, when you start doing it, and I am the living proof of that, because I'm feeling it on my skin. I'm feeling it completely and always, and it's that when you start it, you cannot stop. And it's not just that you cannot stop, it's that when you start, it's like breaking a wall, breaking a prison, and you start with a little hole, and the more it goes, the flow goes, the more the hole becomes huge, right? Because what is going through that was already there. But then when there is no obstruction anymore, is that more and more passes through. So it's that's why I put the title here, love, is that what I'm feeling right now, what comes in me, and what I'm living, what I'm experiencing is a surge of love. It's a pure and unconditional love that I feel. All right, I feel it, and it can be overwhelming, but it's overwhelming only because it's a new sensation that I have, right? Then you understand what it is, and then it becomes just you, right? It's the new you, and it's just the way it is. But it, as I was saying, that is not a new thing, though. It's not really. It was always there. It has always been there. However, the flow of energy now, it's not, there are no barriers. It's not capped in any from belief systems, because most of the time those prisons, those walls are belief systems that we have built in order to keep that flow under control, or impeding it, or doing whatever, right? That's what we do. And once we stop to hold those beliefs, well, the flow of the energy just flows. It's just going. It's just happening, right? And the more you do it, the less the walls, obstructions, prisons, whatever are there, the more you feel it, the more it's happening. And it's and that's what happens when you start doing this, and that you keep doing it, and that you are committed to yourself, that you discover yourself. You simply start to feel the flow of energy, of love, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And I feel that, and it's just beautiful. It's just wonderful. And that's this is for everyone. This is what we all are. And I've been talking with many people, and I have to say this because it's what you discover in yourself, but then you are also able to see it in everyone else. When I'm talking with Roxy, when I'm Roxanne Swainhart, I knew it, but now I see it. I experiencing it. I see that love, and I see that commitment of love, self-love, love for the self, but also love that then you can also show, because it shows because you are it. And when I'm exchanging with Roxanne, when I'm exchanging with Nora, when I'm exchanging with Isabel, when I exchanging with, right, all these people, is that it shows, it's there. I cannot miss it, because that what it is. But right, it's an exchange. It becomes a real creation of love. You see it, you feel it. It's the experience. And as I was saying, that is not just with certain people. That is the experience with everyone. However, obviously, as I was saying before, not everyone is taking the same path. We are not all doing the same things at the same moment. So when you exchange with someone that hasn't yet the experience of love, self-love, not love, unconditional love, the unconditional, feeling the unconditional, it shows as well, right? It's now you feel that they are holding. It's the walls, it's the prisons, it's those barriers that are there, built there, that doesn't allow a free flow of energy, free flow of love. And so that doesn't mean that it's not there. You see, it's the fucking shit belief that we have to conquer, that we have to create those things. No, those things are already there. They never left, they never came, they are already there, right? Love and all the rest, worthiness, worth, right? Abundance, all of that is already in everyone's life. We already have everything, except that we have built those barriers that do not allow the flow of energy, so we are not able to feel it, to experience it through our belief system, right? Those belief systems are put there, right? The belief system that you need to go to work, to have abundance. It's there. We have it. It's there, right? The belief system that I need to be loved. Love someone if they love you. Right? These kind of things. It's belief systems. Love is unconditional. Unconditional. There is no things that you put with it. It's just unconditional. But everything else is a belief system. And so that shows, that's there. And so one thing that we learn is then to destroy those barriers so that the flow of energy, the flow of love is open, wide open, and it shows, right? But it doesn't mean that when you interact with someone that hasn't yet been able to full let go, or even partially let go of those barriers, of those belief systems, doesn't mean that the love is not there. The love is always there, right? It's in the interpretation, in the awareness of it. And as I said, I'm living proof of that, because I can see, I can see on myself this experience, the evolution of it, and where I am at now, and the quality of exchanges, of connections, and those experiences, those exchanges are not only in what is said, the words that are exchanged. It goes on other levels of connections. And so, yeah, we discover a completely new us, me, with access to skills that have always been there, unexpressed, energies that were always there, but unused, unfelt, until we realize those things and we allow those things. But again, it's not a question of time. I have to get it now. I have to apply it now. No, you have all the time. You get there when you get there. You understand it when you understand it. It's just the way it is. And it's also a belief system that things have to happen in a certain way, with a certain speed, and all of that. Now, here is the thing. Questions that are asked, and that's how revealing it is, right? Questions are most of the time revealing about the questioner more than what the questioner even realizes, right? Why? Because in the questions, very often there is, the expectation, there is the unfulfillment, unsatisfaction, all those things that lead the questioner to ask the question. What do I mean with that? I mean that very often the real reason certain questions are asked is because of a belief system that the questioner is holding. So, right, when you have someone asking about what's next, or I've been doing this, but I'm going nowhere. Nothing is happening, and I've seen, right, all these things of, where will I be in 5 years, or right, what's the evolution, right, and all of that is that we believe that things have to happen in a certain way. We believe that we have to have things happen, that we have to manage it so that it happens. And we do not understand that things do happen. You do not become because you manage the becoming. You do become because you allow it. You let it happen. But our mindset is that in order to be this, I have to do this, 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 this. And so it's already a planning of what needs to happen in order to achieve something. So that we are already eliminating any other ways to reach a result. And that comes from belief systems. Most of the time there is, right? Or it comes from our system that put everything, right, definition, or the law that has articles that says this is right how it is. Yeah. But the thing is that to reach something, you can do it in so many ways. To become, to be, right? Because existence, life happens no matter what. And I see many people questioning that, questioning things. So our structure of thinking, of indoctrination, because it's an adult, that there is, indoctrination, maybe it's because we always say, oh, they did this to me. They this that. They say they, and who the fuck are they? Right? It's not them. It's always to be brought back to me, right? To me. And this it's like an exercise. The more you do it, the more you do it, the more you do it, the more you do it. Bring back to the self. Bring back to the self. Why am I doing this? Because they said no. Because me, what is that makes me do this? What is that makes me feel this? What is that I am, not they? There's no they. They did nothing. I am mad. Oh, because that person did this. Oh, really? They did this and you are angry? Why are you angry? Not because of them. Something in you made you angry. The other day, I saw a video of someone, and just even not worth repeating what they were saying. But I mean, right? I got angry. Just I saw the title and was there, and just complete bullshit. And I was saying, oh, the numbers, right? That are the subscribers and this kind of things. That so many subscribers for this shit, but that was the they, and then I was Now I go to the I. Why am I angry for and even for something? I said, okay, right? It's me. It's not the video. It's not the creator of the video. It's not the people that are following that. It's not what about me. It's me. I am angry about something that is not related to me in any way. And that is just there, right? I get angry. So something in there is triggering something in here. And I'm using that to trigger that. But it's me. It's not them. Right? Always bring that back to the self, to the I. I am angry. They're not angry. Why am I? And so again, right? You do that. And now it's my nature to always question why I'm doing this? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I reacting this way? To anything, because it's about me. And this is also something that I've noticed is that right, the because this is externalization of reality, right? To put the external, they outside. There is nothing outside. It's not outside. It's inside. So to bring everything back to the inside. Reality is real, yes, but it's not outside of me. It's inside of me. Which again, these are things that struggling, they make us struggle because the physicality, it's physical, it's real, but that's the point. It's vibrating the same way as we are. So it becomes physical, it becomes real, and we are living it. So it's there, right? But then we assign it outside of us and becomes more important than ourselves. And then we don't love ourselves. And then we are lackful because we are unworthy, because everything that is worth is outside, and inside there is nothing. So we are doing the opposite, opposing ourselves, putting it in the opposite direction. Hmm. Until we start to do the thing of going inside ourselves. And there again, the more you do it, the more you do it, the more you do it, the more you do it. And again, it's not something that you will fulfill completely at once. It's something that it's like a muscle, you start doing it and then you do it more and then more and more and more and more. um look, it's simple to want everything at once. Yes, I've done that. Everyone has done that. I want to be an ascended master now. Show me an ascended master, and I'll say you are a liar. um, I just want to be me, and that is the best thing to be right here, right now. It's to be me. And now I see everything I'm doing as an act of love for myself. Because it is. Because I'm making choices, and I'm choosing me, and I'm choosing me, and I'm choosing me. Not that I am perfect and instantly choosing, right? But then I go back to me. I go back inside. I choose that because I know that that is where the real lies, the reality is. And so all becomes an act of love. All becomes love. All is love. And I know that this word has been used and used and used to define so many things, and things that, right, like marriage. Oh, they married for love, and a couple of years later they are separated or divorced. So you say, well, what's the love? Well, it was conditional. It was very human. And it's not a failure. It's simply that, well, that was not meant to, it was not going to stay longer because it was over, right? And that's the way it is. Now, it's not about questioning love, but it's to realize that that love, it's human experience. And now we have to be able to make the difference between what is the human feeling and what is the creator's feeling, or the creator state of being, the being that we are, that is love, unconditional love. We are unconditional and we are energy, and that energy is an energy love, unconditional, which doesn't have all the fucked up stuff that can happen, right? You don't divorce, you don't marry, though, right? So there is no need for divorce, but right, it's not that kind of. So we may use the same word, signification different. It's not the same thing, and that is for quite every feelings. Feelings are more human, right? The human experience. But they can become something else when you take them to the unconditional, which the unconditional is always, right? Unconditional. And unconditional means no conditions, no belief systems. There is no belief system into love. So fuck the laws, fuck the belief systems. Get rid of them, one after the other. Understand them, accept them, right? Accept those beliefs. And once you have understood them, then they have no more power over you. They have no agency, regency. They have no more anything, because they at that moment, they just don't have any other reason. That is why when you just go through this, and that you understand that there is no law, that there is no system of that is useless, is when you are the best with the law, because you know what, you take it for what it is, and you know that it's not over you, it's not governing you, it's not, yeah, those things, it's in the knowing, it's in the being, so you just go along with it. You don't, right, you don't resist the existence of laws, because there's no need, you know it, right? That's where, when you don't resist, the thing is that I am taking away resistance, 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 resistance. Away, gone. Because the laws are resistance. They are resistance to reality. Why do we need a law? Oh, because we have to structure it, to control it, to make people do what we believe they have to do. So why do they make laws about personal stuff? Who can do what in their house? Why do I have to ask permission to add something to my house, or to have a garage next to my house? Why do I have to ask permissions to, I bought the fucking stuff and I have to ask permission? It's ridiculous. Right? I'm in my house and they tell me what I can do, right? You see? Well, that is what is there. But then what do you do? Do you listen? Do you let it condition you or no? It's the law. And then, right? You get rid of those things. You accept them for what they are, and then they don't exist anymore. You do not give them energy. Energy follows awareness, so you do not keep them alive by giving them energy. Yeah. You see? This is an amazing journey. Human is a amazing journey. It is the discovery of the self, this journey of disbelief that becomes a journey of believing in the self, the hate of the self and going into the love of the self, the hate of human, and then you go into loving human. It's a journey of discovery, so much discovery, and creating yourself in so many ways, knowing yourself, from I forgot what I am, and then I know what I am, and then the journey of really knowing what you are and still keeping discovering it. This is not possible anywhere else. We have really a fantastic journey. And well, everyone has their own way, right? So I'm not saying what you will have. I don't know. What I know is that every day becomes a discovery. Every day becomes phenomenal, wonderful, great, fantastic. Just for being here, just for the discovery, just for being. without comparison, because it's not a question of comparing, right? It's not fantastic because I'm comparing with something that is not fantastic. It's simply fantastic. It is simply that. And it has always been, except that at the beginning, before, well, I didn't know it. I had to discover it. I had to go through a process and then realize, oh, this is fucking fantastic. I love me. I love myself. I love my life. I love where I am. I love this. I absolutely love it. And that's when the walls cracked and cracked and cracked, and the flow and the flow and the flow just is going freer and freer. And that's when then it happens. Not just loving the self, it's loving the love, the unconditional. It becomes the love of all. You love the self, and as we are all one in the end, so you love everything, everyone. There is no stopping that. I'm not saying that you forget or that your life disappears or the memory is not there anymore. No one says that. Only idiots will just write. Only those that are lackful keep saying, "I will never forget." Fuck you. So I'm still human, and everyone that is still human, still human, still human. We're not abandoning. But what I've discovered is that, right? Do you think that there is only one human race? That there is only one human way of being? Fuck you. Hell no. Only because we are here and now as our version of human, there are other humans that are in living in their own vibration that is different of us. Homo galacticus, Homo divinicus, etc., etc. They are still, and we have all the new. They are not new. This fucking thing, but we are experiencing the evolution of a human, because the those that are coming, they are a evolution of human, right? So there is much more to human to what we are perceiving, but that's our limiting mind, right? We can only not only that, but we are limited to what to human. We are limited to human, and everything that, however, everything that we perceive is humanized. We put human everywhere where there is no human, but that's all we know. I was what was that? Oh yeah, Gaia TV. Fuck it. I'm sorry. I will certainly not have any. If I were looking for anything, I will never go with Gaia TV. I mean, because everything I see just. But it was just a publicity guy saying that we humans are creating from the sixth dimension. I was there. Fuck you. Just go fuck yourself. You're an idiot. How can you say that? How can you project? Where did you? So you are he's interpreting it, right? That's his belief system. But then it's well, because really. And I say, well, these people are just not understanding what they are saying. They are not listening to what they are saying, and they are not understanding what they are saying, because it's just fucking not making sense. It's like that woman that was saying the first dimension is controlled, is enslaved by the draconians, and was there, wow, what? Ah? Are you fucking kidding me? But that right, but those are belief systems. We have to understand that it's the human belief system, it's the human applying human everywhere. Our way of perceiving reality, our way of doing things, our way of putting hierarchies everywhere, our way of needing to say, well, yeah, we have said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right, dimensions. So this is higher, this is higher, this is higher. So this is better, this is better, this is better. We are doing that. There is nothing of that anywhere. Nothing is better of anything, but we need to do that. We need to have that perception because we are unable to let go of our human perspective, our human interpretation of things. There is nothing of that in those other vibrations because they are not assigning things. They do not need to have better worse. There is nothing of that. We are living in duality, but it's I am creating that. I am my duality. There is no duality, right? There is nothing outside of me, so therefore everything is in me. So if there is duality, I am creating it. So it's always my perception, right? So those things are really those belief systems that these people are expressing, and that's what we do. When there are other species of beings, why do they have a human shape? Some have, yes. Some look like us, the IL, because, well, it's supposed to be the same genetics, right? But others have nothing to do with that. Why do they always are depicted as if they were like us? They're not humans and they look like humans. But that's because, right? It's the human experience. We are interpreting them through our lenses. They do not have physical body, physical representation. We do, and we apply it to everything, right? That's why. So when we talk about dimensions, well, they become humans' dimensions when they have absolutely nothing to do with that, right? Because also humans exist in other dimensions, right? So, but we are here. We are the third dimension, and that's all we know. So we apply that everywhere. And then we understand nothing because we want all of that to be explained with our perception that is limited with what we know. Those things we don't know. So to say that our human, third dimensional human, is created from the sixth dimension, don't you see the limitation? And if I am in the fucking ninth dimension and I want to create human, so what does that mean? That I can't? Because I have to go to the sixth dimension to create human? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't. So you see, that's bullshit. But at the same moment, well, it's out there. Because that's the path that people take. They go through interpreting things, discovering themselves into that interpretation, and then whatever comes out, comes out. And sometimes these people present that those things as I've channeled it, forgetting that the channel is always what? A co-creation. So sometimes there is the human being that is interpreting the information through their belief system. So that's what that is, right? The information comes correctly and then it's filtered into the human experience, and then it comes out in that way. You have a fantastic example of that with the law 1. channeled by Kala. It's a very good channeling and book with great information. However, there is a lot of filter because there are many things that Kala has channeled through her belief system. So when you read the book, you are reading Kala's belief system. And there is a very good example in that. It's when they ask about homosexuality, with a answer of homosexual are I don't remember now the word, but they are selfish, right? They are selfish. They are not contributing to the evolution of the species and the procreation. What the fuck is that? Do you really think that being in other dimensions do care about procreation? Really? Seriously? No. That's what the filter, the belief system of Kala, right? In the beginning of the 80s, homosexuality was not what was seen in the same way that it is seen now. If she had channeled it now, that will have come out in a very different way. But in the beginning of the 80s, that's what it's like in the Dune saga, right? In Dune, the especially in the second, in the it's the third book, no, fourth book, the Emperor God of Dune, where the author told, so there is a question about a army of women, and in that army there are homosexual lesbians, right? Or let's say homosexual interactions between the members of the army, and there is someone that is just outrageously angry about that. How can you allow this to happen? It's not normal, right? Dune is supposed to happen in 20,000 years, 10,000 years in the future. Yes. So it doesn't make sense that is in the book, right? Knowing what we know now, where we are now. But people that are outraged forget that was written in the 1960s, in that idea, right? So in that idea, that's what you get, right? So it's the belief system that you see there. The belief system at that moment is transmitted into the book, into what these people are writing. So it's the same with the Law of One, where you see the belief system of the channeler coming through, and so it's Kala filters, is Kala belief system that is there, and that and that is a lot in the questioning in the Law One, the way the questions are asked, and therefore the way they are answered, because even the certain answers are going to be less filtered. If the question is worded in a certain way, the answer will be worded in a certain way, because they answer exactly what you ask. So that it comes that, right? It's why you have to be very mindful of the way you word your question, because they're not going to deviate. It depends, but they're not going to deviate from your question, because if you ask the question in a certain way, it's because you want the answer to be in a certain way, right? They are not there to, they're not going to play around. In every case, that's what you have with the Law One. So this is there, right? Belief systems, and so it comes out in that way. And you see it. There is a belief system that is transparent, all along of it, and it's good to be aware of it. It doesn't. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying there is a filter. So when you read it, remember there's filter there. And so and that is exactly what it is, right? We do that because we are having a human experience. And that's exactly what we do. But we have to have the honesty to say it, to realize it, right? To open ourselves to that. But then if these people were realizing that that's what they're doing, probably that's not the message or the thing that they will deliver. Probably they will just, it will come out different. But anyway, it's exactly the way it is. And I say, well, we're mindful of that. We are human beings having a human experience, so we are expressing human all along. And even when we connect with other beings, what comes through is a human experience, right? Human experience. Pleiadians do not call themselves Pleiadians. Pleiadian is a human experience. It goes through the human lenses. That's why I think it's good to understand. All right. We're done it. I think that is all I wanted to go through today. And so, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I wanted to go live, and it's funny because I realized yesterday during when we did the round table, and it was around, right, the theme, the topic is that we had is light workers, and I was uninspired, and I was what am I going to say? I didn't know, and I realized that I was simply not in need of looking for anything and to value it, or because it's done. I'm done with that. It's what I am, right? And I'm not assigning it. I'm not, right? I am it. So so when you become something, when you are it, when you realize it, and you even don't think about it, it's nature. It's nature itself. It's what you are. Great, right? So and this is also right. When I was coming live tonight, I was what am I doing? I was confused for a second. I was, what am I going to say? And I mean, no need of concern. It's 1 hour into this, and I haven't stopped. Shut up. Well, no. So yeah, right. It's what it is, and the important thing is also to have fun with it, and to have that seeing yourself, right? The ability to realize and to see yourself, and so let's say laugh at yourself. It's not laughing, but it's just realizing, right? Seeing what you're doing and analyzing and understanding and all of that, always with love, though, right? There are always things you can laugh with or at, and here it's just laughing with the self, because, well, have fun and have fun with yourself, and you still love yourself, right? It's not, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Right? It's coming through. But you see, it's that is this is the thing. And I'm not really talking about this because for me it's even not a topic, but it's simply the way I it is that um most of this, when I'm just presenting myself as myself talking about these things, I am channeling, but in a different way, right? I'm not going into that presentation. I'm simply transmitting what is there. So the being, the energy is there, right? The translation is happening, but I don't feel right of going into channeling mode. So that then it's a flow. It's always a flow, but it's a different flow. It's a different dynamic, and it happens always. It's probably right, and no, that's bullshit. Sorry. um and and so that's the thing, right? Then you go into, I go into it, and it just goes. And I love doing this, so it's just happening, and that's great. So that's it. So I want you to say, yeah. I'm going probably, very soon to do a live on Dune. I am inspired doing this. I just touched about these things about the controversy with the Frank Herbert is a homophobe. I say, well, no, he isn't. He's just right belief system, and that was the way people in that time used to write, and seeing anything else in it, it's just you seeing your victimization or whatever, right? It's always the way it is, right? As if you see someone being, if you say that author, that person is homophobe, maybe you have a problem with homosexuality yourself, because if you see that in others, is because you have something in you, right? You are accepting it, you are saying this is what it is. So how do you recognize it if it's not inside of you, right? If it's not what you feel, right? So that's that. But there is much more. It's like the one thing that fascinates me is that this is, as I said, supposed to be in the future, but I'm going to say that's not future. This book, it's anchored in the past, not in the future. It's using the idea of the future, but the reality is that describes the past more than the future. Right, which is a fantastic way of talking about things that you know in our society, but you put it in a setup that is futuristic, so that you are more free to talk about that. Anyway, yeah, I will be doing something about Dune, as its actuality, as many are talking about that, taking a view on that, because right, it's a book about future, and I love talking about the future and the past and time. So I will do something about that, and then many other things. So thank you for joining, and I will be seeing you in the next now. Thank you, JP. Thank you, Roxy, and thank you to everyone else for watching. Whenever in time, it's always now. So your energy is already here, co-creating this moment. I love you, and bye bye.